We created it on here. What is up, guys? So, welcome to the first podcast ever. To the first episode of the Valley Podcast. Hi. If you're brand new, to the channel or to the podcast or whatever, let me just do a small intro about myself. My name is Ricky Diaz. I'm the content creator and founder of Runners Valley that I made over a year ago. Finally getting back into it, as this will be the first podcast episode for Spotify and for YouTube, and just overall in general bring it back the content as the next episode or latest content will be up very shortly. A little bit about me. I am 21 years old. I just finished up at Harnell College. It is a junior college in California, in Salinas. I am a track and field and cross country athlete, and I just kind of want to just film, take pictures, just kind of share my story of just the athletic process of going from high school to JUCO and now to NCAA, which I'll share in more details exactly later as of to what I mean. So yeah, so that's just kind of my thing. I just want to share my experience, kind of who I am as a runner, and just kind of share my experience and help others out there, maybe kind of show them some new things around California, out of state, whatever it is, running advice, exercise advice, life advice, school advice, whatever it may be. So yeah. So first things first, for the people that have been watching me or that do know me personally or just know about the channel in general, um, it's been a break. It's been a while since I've been back. Man, where do I start? I have kind of a small bullet point here. So intro. Well, for those that know me or kind of know some or have seen some videos prior already in the past, I finished Hartnell College almost. I still need one more class for the summertime. It's my lab class. It's physio lab. I took it during the semester during the spring 23, but I thought it was just best easier for myself academically and kind of mentally, I guess, but more stress wise, to just push it back a little bit and take it during the summer and emphasize on lecture. So merely a graduate just need to pass that class, which it was very tough, but I believe I should be able to. Um yeah. Sorry. I could just edit this out. What intro? But yeah. So yeah, it's been 3 years here at Harnell. Um, so I'm just gonna kind of first start off of how I began here at Harnell, and then just kind of go on from there as of to what my plans are now in 2023. So I'll kind of make a little bit short, kind of go into details of some personal things in the mix of what's been going on the past few seasons and etc. So I came into Harnell in 2020 during the pandemic, as I was the class of 2020. Unfortunately, my track season in my senior year, it was cut due short. And then the rest was history. We all experienced the online school, etc. So whatever it may be. Um, I wasn't sure if I was gonna come to Harnell because I was kind of in the mindset of going D1 or whatever. At the time, being a very young sophomore and junior, seeing kind of what other runners are running currently at California schools around me. But long story short, I came to Harnell, and long story short, again, it's probably the best decision I've ever made along my path and life so far. So Coach Christopher Zepeda, he's the head cross country and and track and field coach here at Hartnell College for the past 16 years, I believe. And he's been in contact with me and four of my other teammates who I will share along this whole episode. Um, out first, it was Daniel Correa. I'll talk more about him later. He's a year older than me, so he was at Hartnell already when I had gone here. Then me and my other teammate Esteban Denise, who is the same age as me and same grade, etc. We both came to Hartnell, and we weren't sure of what the fall season was gonna look like because obviously of the pandemic. So we just kept on training on our own with our teammates here and just kind of made the best of what we had. Even though there was really nothing going on, we were just kind of on our own. Our coach couldn't even see us. We couldn't meet with him, etc. So we just kind of had to do our own thing as a team to together collectively just to keep the progress of to hopefully being a top team in the whole state. So we did that. We did well. There were lots of ups and downs on my journey. I had a pretty bad injury towards the end of the fall season, quote unquote, with plantar fasciitis, which was very bad. I was out for maybe 4 months or so. I can't remember exactly, about roughly that time, maybe even 5 or 6. It was a long process. Then finally spring came in. 21 spring, that was when things started to kind of slowly open up again. There were very heavy restrictions on travel, tests, where we can go, the social distancing, all that stuff. And yeah, so we kind of had a free track season. We had maybe 2 meets that barely got passed, so we were fortunate enough to have that and go compete on our own, even down at Azusa Pacific University. And yeah, and then that kind of concluded that whole year, just to kind of reintroduce, going back in, getting healthy, just figuring out everyone what we're gonna be doing for the next few seasons on. Then officially, I guess you could say we were back to normal in 23 21 cross. That was my sophomore year academically, and freshman year athletically. So that was the first season together. We had a ton of returners, Isaac Genso, Frankie Maciel, who were part of that team, along with Daniel Correa, and then some young freshmen coming in, such as myself and Beman and Mario and Eli, and just many other people coming into that picture. And then we did very, very well. We merely won every single cross country race that we attended to, and we were in very good contention contention, sorry, for top 3 at the state championship, which Hartnell on the men's side has never been able to do from Z's time here, because we are in a very, very tough competition race with San Diego Mesa and Mount Sac and Anscombe respectfully, Riverside as well. And yeah, we just had a very good team. On my end, unfortunately, I was injured a few times. Towards the end of the season, I kind of had some hip stuff, but not too much. But I mainly rolled my ankle over a pine cone. As funny as it sounds, I had a high ankle sprain that took me out for our conference championship. I was out for about a week without any running. Then for our section championship, we had a overflow race, which means we had a non-competition race prior to the actual competition race with other people against our section rivals, who is ARC, American River College, who is up in Sacramento, I believe. Um, and yeah, I did well, despite being out for about a week or so, and I won that overflow race. And with my time, running it by myself, the back half for the men's 4 mile race, my time put into the actual championship race should have put me in 5th place overall, actually. So showing that the fitness it was there, it was very good, very good signs getting back into shape, because for some reason coming back it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough. I don't know why, but that's just part of it. So we had 8 very fast guys, and we had a toughly sadly pick one guy out, just to obviously in cross country only 7 guys can make it, and the answer was chosen. I was back into the state team. um just the pure experience I've had back at high school, coming up into this point onward, being in multiple section championships and state championships in the past. And this is just a good moment to show where I was at. But unfortunately, on my end, the state championship just didn't go my way. Just wasn't sure if I was still fit enough, or just mentally just got too scared. But overall, we did succeed to place top 3. Second place was very doable. First was hard, but a win is a win for us personally. We got 3rd place overall in the men's side, and yeah, that's the first time in the Hartnell men's history from Z's years here that placed top 3. So that was a very good successor. The women's team as well placed 2nd overall. There has been many chances of them winning, but just very, very tight margins at the very end of the race. Just always comes down to that 5th and 4th runner, even 6th. But overall, that was a good season. Track season for me in 22 spring. Unfortunately, I don't know. It's just a very long ride. I want to say, in my personal experience, it was probably one of the worst track seasons in my career, honestly. The last time I had a bad season was my sophomore year, which at the time of last spring was 4 years ago exactly, sophomore year in high school. I just wasn't doing well. I kind of peaked early, I want to say. Just felt physically tired that year. I did 3 sports, fall, winter, and spring, so that could have been a big contributing factor, but who knows? But here in Harnell, it was a very tough start to the spring season. Getting COVID, out for about 2 weeks or so. It was not fun. Just felt physically tired. Just couldn't get back into it again. I just couldn't really figure that part out of me, of just getting back into that racing mode, just that competitive side of myself. And then from there onward, academically was very good. It was probably one of my best academic semesters in for a while, with I believe a 3.5, I want to say, GPA. So very, very good academic semester. But athletically, I'm not sure. I was battling. Oh, this is almost gonna fall. Anyways, for those that are listening, I have a black curtain behind me that it's almost falling. But that's fine. So yeah. Um, but yeah, just bad start to that. Then I had a Achilles injury right afterwards, before our first competition, which really pushed everything back of the hard work that I have built up until that point. And I was out for about maybe half a week, a week. It wasn't too long, but still, kind of lost quite a bit, shockingly. And then onward, just physically, just, I don't know, just I've never really felt like anything like that. I just don't really know how to explain. Really, I've maybe had 1 or 2 good races throughout the whole season or so, but just physically just couldn't do it. The workouts were okay. I was very held back a lot, just mentally challenging. Trying to trying to rework myself, trying to have Z work with me. I was difficult at times to kind of help out, but just I've never had anything kind of like this occur. So it was just a big mental frustration, a big mental block, just a big barrier that I couldn't really hurdle over for some reason. Then I had one shot to make it to the state championship that season. I had no state A, which is the auto qualifying mark. There's an A and a B standard. A gets you in automatically, and B is your second line up. I had no A's for the 800, 1500 meter, 5,000 meters, or 10,000 meters. I had really nothing. I don't even think for the 5K. I might have, but I don't remember, to be honest. Up until towards the section championship in NorCal for us. That's our section named Northern California, NorCal. I had one shot to make it for the 10K, which was very doable. The auto time, I believe at the time, was 32 40s or 20s or around there. So that's about like 16 20s, 10s ish per 5K. And fortunately, I did very good. I did get the auto at the last meet prior to the state championship. Barely getting that A about 20 seconds or so. And I believe I was all NorCal. I don't remember exactly what placement, but I did very good. I placed top 8 or top 6. I don't remember. And then state championship, I was feeling good, and then just kind of the race happened and just didn't do very well. Just a very disappointing season overall on my end. I was very tough on myself. I was just having high expectations because that's just kind of what person I am. Is I set very high goals that I know seem maybe unattainable to what others may think, but I believe in myself in these goals, and in the past I have proven that, and I can prove that here now in the future. But again, just it wasn't that well. But that's okay, because honestly, in running, from my experience, I've been running in the sport for the past 6 years, I believe, since freshman year of track. I didn't do cross, but I did track. Then onward, the rest is history from that freshman track season. And yeah, so it's been about maybe 6 years or so, 5.5 or something. And I don't know, just never had that type of experience. And then I want to go forward with it, but just something in this journey of every single one of us, it might not be the greatest journey. It might be the greatest. There's always going to be some hard point in it, that you just got to really learn from and just take a big step back and just kind of overview and just kind of view why things happen and some things didn't happen for those reasons. Sometimes those might not be able to be answered at all, and that's completely fine. That's kind of one thing that I really learned is, why didn't this happen? Maybe there's one solid answer to it. Maybe there might not be, but at the end of the day, it's all a learning process. You can't really be too hard on yourself, because if you're too hard on yourself early on, especially when you have the whole season like ahead of you, say it's about, I don't know, 12, 16 weeks or whatever, you still have so much time to just grow and mature as a runner, mentally and physically, that you just have enough time that you really just gotta trust that process, as many people say, which everyone always hears that and people just kind of ignore it. But like in reality, that's kind of what you have to do. It just sounds so simple, but yes, so difficult at the same time, as many people just don't see it happening whatsoever anytime soon, and then they might just give up. That's kind of what happened during this COVID time. Is COVID kind of killed a lot of athletes where it just ended it for them, and then they just never got back into it again. And fortunately with us, we were lucky enough to kind of keep that supporting system from our coach and kind of different teams as well, just kind of keeping that whole encouragement going and keeping that competitiveness going and just keeping it alive, really, just waiting slowly. It took us almost a year, about a half year to kind of get back into normalcy again. And then from there on, it's just keep on growing on bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's kind of what my process is like right now. My first 2 years, two and a half, maybe even almost my whole time here just kind of has been a very bumpy roller coaster ride, just in the beginning, I'm like, okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. And then I fall back down and then go back up. I think I'm good. And then go on these side turns. And you just never know on what each problem may take you onto a new directing path that could be even the greatest thing that could ever happen to you down the road. It might not seem like it now, but you know, maybe down that road it did. And what I've learned is being injured per season, which a lot of things happen, on my end that I should have done a lot better on being healthy wise. Just kind of grew into me really looking at myself as a whole of what I have to improve on, as I really critique myself and know what to do, but at the same time I kind of don't listen to myself. So yourself could be also just the biggest factor of just not being healthy or whatever it may be, and that's why you have to also hold yourself accountable, which I sincerely did and had a good supporting group around me, with my coach, with my teammates, and my loved ones around me, just kind of getting back to my old self. It was a very tough time just to kind of get back into my racing self, just back into my confidence again. And then when I had my break, my last year came up here. My third year in Harnell as a junior, sophomore year, um, in sports wise, I knew that I had to make this year count just to really pay back to everyone that I really want to show and tell them that I can improve, I am better, but most importantly, just for myself. This journey hasn't been that easy, I will say. I've had a very good support group, as I will say, because these people have really helped me so much on my whole journey that I will appreciate them for a very long time on this. And then 22 fall comes in, my last cross season here. With my summer training coming in, it was very good. I was building my confidence back up again. I was running very good. I was keeping my consistency on the mileage very good. I was physically fit. I felt just great. And this is probably one of the best crossings I've had. I could have done a lot better in so many races that it should have played out. But compared to the past year, even the past 2 years, it is a good stepping stone forward to show on what I can reflect on and kind of improve from there, and kind of what I'm seeing myself become now, and kind of build on top of my old self to move my new self to help others around me, but most importantly on myself. So I've learned a lot of good things in this season, a lot of good ups and downs. Um, at the state championship for this season, we were very close up on top three again. Fortunately, we were beaten by just a few points for third place. We got fourth place. I was injured towards the end of the season once again. I just had a last minute thing that came up. I had a hamstring strain. That was feeling better before coming into the state championship that week. Then during a warm up, I extended my hamstring too much during some drills and kind of restrained it again. So it was just back to zero on the hard work that I had built up to that point. And then just kind of going out the window, but being still confident, just taking it very easy for the next few days onward. Um, Going to the state championship, I was feeling okay. I was feeling more confident in my experience. We had a lot of young freshman guys coming in, Speman and I being the only returners, I believe, from last year's state championship. And yeah, we had a very good team. I really blame myself, but as I came after that point on, I shouldn't. Um, I probably should. Some people might even say I should, but that's just part of the sport. Just sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose them. And unfortunately, during this good year, we lost it. And I was just so heartbroken at that state championship. Not placing top three, being Esteban and I being the only two people on that team in 22 fall, being the Hartnell men's cross country, only two top three state championship titles. But as long as I just give it my all and just try my best for my team, that's all I could do and say. you know um it was tough. It was very tough mentally after. I'm not gonna lie, mentally I was maybe worse than track, but honestly I don't know. It was a very hard process, obviously, just lo- losing that third spot even just by just a handful of points, you know. But I really just focus on myself because I tend to really look at others and compare their progress to my progress, even. And then that's just kind of not my thing, looking at myself now in, in, well, fall now. I mean, in summer 2023, I'm not one to be like another. Someone's training progress is not the same as mine. We're all different. So just building my confidence back up one last time, um and my training towards this last track season all built up very well. Entering track out of a tremendous one of my best starts of the season, with the small problem in the beginning, but nothing too crazy. I was back very quickly with just some tendon pain, but I was still very good. And yeah, um, some executions just didn't work out well for some races in the beginning. Just a lot of frustration once again, but I'm not fully satisfied of this season, as I could have ran it a lot faster. With my ending times for this season were 158 for the 800, 357 for the 15, 1453 for the 5K, and 32, I don't know, like 20s for the 10K. I don't know. There were many opportunities of me going faster. Just the execution just wasn't fully there for some reasons. I mean, for some races that I know and Z even knew that I should be there. I should run these times, but I don't know. Just we just may never know what I could have done this season. It just passed already. But I know what I'm capable of. Others are around me surely know what I'm capable of doing, and my coach too. So I'm not too worried about it. Kind of a bittersweet season. Very good results, honestly, but definitely should have done a lot better. In many cases. And yeah, for the state championship this year, which I believe I should have the state vlog up already. I didn't film the amount that I really wanted to, because I was really just focused on the race, really, and just kind of sharing my experience and some others, but I did the best, and we're just gonna go from there on. But I ran the 1500 meter and the 10K at the state championship this year. The 10K was on a Friday evening in Modesto, California. M- Modesto is known to be very hot, and it was very hot. During the 10K, though, it wasn't too bad. There was wind, but not too bad of a wind. It was a good amount where it didn't kill you. So I I did fairly well. The race just was more tactical, obviously, as most state championship races or big championship races would be in track at least. And I was fifth overall, so that means I was all state, all American would be top four. Um, just a little bit about the race. We had about 2K left to go, so 5 laps left, and I just made a big surge afterward. We were hitting about 70. No, we are hitting maybe like 77s. I don't think 80s, maybe 80s. We were just kind of like slow and chill, just kind of waiting for someone to make a move. And then I made that next move. I hit about a 70 or 67 that next 400, and then just kind of fell back to like to 75s, and no one really came up with me. I Over that next mile or so, I created a big gap to about roughly 100 to maybe 50 meters or so. I don't remember exactly, and finished fifth, kind of alone. And I was kind of glad I made that move. And yeah, I mean, I didn't really run that race for a fast time. That was only like my second 10 or third 10K of the whole season. The past two championship conference and section, it was just about points, really, just getting those points and placements. So obviously you don't really run for time during those races. You just gotta really be in contention as a team overall, which we did successfully on the men's and women's side on the Coast Conference Championship, as we are back-to-back champs for the men's side. Then for NorCal, we were second runner-up, which was very close by maybe a handful of points, maybe 20-ish or so. But yeah, so it was definitely a good progress coming up. And this is my medal for the 10K for those that are seeing. I thought they would be like in color, obviously. You know how it goes like gold, silver, bronze, and then kind of like they're all bronze afterward ish with just different color medals. I mean, like ribbons or holders, whatever it is. But yeah, so if you can see that, the lights kind of there we go for this season. So yeah, definitely proud of myself, as I really wanted to redeem myself. That was the biggest thing, was to redeem myself from last year's 10K. Not doing very well, being last place overall, being overlapped by merely the whole pack except for the 11th guy who almost did. So if the 11th guy almost overlapped you out of 12 people in that 10K, kind of says how you did. So yeah, no, I'm honestly glad that I did what I did in that race. And yeah, and then the 1500 meter was the next day on Saturday around the afternoonish or so. I don't know what time it was. It was maybe like, or evening, like 5 o'clock. I don't remember. But I don't know. I just kind of felt well, I didn't really feel tired. I felt pretty good, honestly, after the 10K that next day. I warmed up, I hydrated very well. Basically just couldn't go. I don't know what it was. It was hot. I just couldn't go. I just got nothing to say, but just very tough. But you just learn. I mean, can't really say much about that, but just you know, be you could be upset at it for an hour, a few minutes, but once you leave, it's just all gone. So that's just kind of how my process was. I was pretty upset for about 30 minutes, and then I kind of got back to myself, and I was done for the whole day. I filmed some bit throughout the vlog, and then if you've seen it, then you've seen it. But if not, then go check it out. But yeah, then that kind of concludes my 3 years here at Harnell. Just kind of in a brief summary. But yeah, I don't know. I really believe Harnell is one of the greatest California JUCOs there is to compete in. We all have only local talents, really. As Mount Sac is in Los Angeles, that is a very successful program that has a brand new, I believe, like $10 million track facility. They have just so many sources, so many schools, so many fast runners over there. And then San Diego Mesa always in contention. And just Southern California obviously just has very good options, very good sources there. But here in Salinas, in little old Harnell College, we really emphasize on making the best of what we have here. Some people might not be even developed fully when they come into Harnell. Some people might be barely running 440s, and then by the time that they leave, they'll be at 350 for the 1500 meters, which comes out to about like 405, 407 or so. So it's just really a great progress of what these accomplishments have been like here. And my journey has been very positive. I wouldn't really go anywhere else. I really love this school, and the amount of people I met here, just the amount of memories that will be impacted and I'll remember for sure. With everyone here. So that was a very good journey with myself, Daniel, Beman, Mario, and Riley, who are all teammates of mine, who we all competed with together in high school. My sophomore year, 2018, being the first year of all of us together. Daniel being a year older, me and Beman the same age, Mario and Riley being a year younger than me, and 2 from Daniel. And long story short, Riley said one day, once we were all leaving, is, "Hey guys, imagine if we all go to Harnell or go to the same school together and compete." We're like, well, we'll see what happens. Everyone's journey is very different. And then shockingly, all 5 of us came here to Harnell. We all competed. That's something that I will forever care about these guys. Us being brothers, for the past 6 years. Fall of 2018, fall of this year will be 6 years. So, we've all been together. We all know each other so deeply. We know each other's families. We know just everything. And I'm glad that I made it with them this far. And then I met my girlfriend along the way over here at Harnell, and I'm very, very grateful for her. She's helped me out a lot, and vice versa, so I can't really complain about coming here at all. Just the amount of sources and people I've met is just very, very grateful. So yeah. Now what's the plan? Well, for those who are new or returners of the channel, if some of you may not know, I had a official visit at Colorado Mesa University. They are a Division II school. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the conference that we are in, but I had a visit over there, as they were one of many schools to contact me. And I had a official visit over there towards the end of April. And then I met Coach Nixick, and I stayed with some of the guys there at their place for about a day and a half or 2 days. And yeah, I just really love the school. Honestly, I like the campus a lot. I really like the whole team atmosphere. Elevation training too. They're around 4,600 feet. compared to sea level here in California, almost everywhere, merely on the on the western side of the state. And yeah, so for those that who don't know, I have officially signed and committed to Colorado Mesa University, as I will be joining them, the Mavericks, in the fall of 2023 onward. So go Mavs. And yeah, so I just got to finish my summer class to get my AA. Got to get some things done still. Got to do some placement tests. Got to pick some classes out. So that's all currently in that process. So yeah, I want to thank Coach Nixick. If you're listening to this, thank you for the opportunity to reach out to Z. And thank you to Coach Z for knowing so many people and just kind of helping me pave my new path over here and building me to the best person that you can be. I mean, that I can be, sorry. And yeah, so I'm very excited on my new journey. For some of you who do or don't know, Beman, who is my best friend, my brother, he is also going to Colorado. Coach Nixick was trying to get the both of us, as I was trying to convince Beman as well, very, very hard. But he will be also going to Colorado, but not to Mesa. He will be going to Western Colorado University, which is a school in Division II in the same conference as I am, about 2 hours away. I believe he's at 7,700 feet, so that's the one bragging right that they have over there. But we'll see. Beman has always been slightly ahead of me, for those who know, but we'll see. So from being teammates from high school years to Harnell, now being to rivals, that's kind of a fun new experience that we're gonna see with each other, and kind of showing what King City has produced and Harnell has produced. So I'm definitely excited. The semester begins August 21st over there. I'll be moving in around early to mid-August. I have a place now that I have found. Fortunately, it was a good place. So I'm glad I found it, and hopefully move. It's in a house with some normal students off campus. So hopefully next year I can be with some of the guys. But yeah, so that's my new school. Go Mavs. But yeah, man, my process has been a very, very long one. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for this new journey. Just something brand new. I've never really been out of state, honestly. I know it's a very tough conference. They have Colorado Mines, Grand Valley State, I believe, Western Colorado, ourselves, I believe Colorado Springs, and multiple other schools. So it's a very, very tough conference. I believe it's one of the toughest conferences in the whole nation across all divisions, honestly, with great, great programs in there. So yeah. Why did I choose Mesa? Well, one, which was one of the biggest things, is that they had my major. Specifically my master's program, they had athletic training, which not that many schools do now. So I'll be majoring in exercise science, or if not, kinesiology, for those that kind of don't know. Then my master's program over there, for athletic training, to become a athletic trainer, and then possibly DPT school, which is doctorates of physical therapy, to become both, as I don't have to be, but I would love to, and maybe open up my own practice one day. So that academically, and then athletically, it's just everything that checks off my box. A very good squad of guys, a lot of young talent coming in. So it's a very, very young program that Coach Nixick has a great future with, and he believed that I was a good candidate and good person to really help build that team to go back to the national meet, as he was a runner there once, years ago, and his team went to nationals. So that's his goal, is to take his team back to nationals again, as a team in cross country. So that's definitely the plan over the next few years. And I have 4 years of of eligibility in indoor track and field. So that's definitely a good sign to see of just competing really. And I love track more personally. I'm more of a track guy than cross. I do like cross, but I just prefer track. So pick one or the other. I like track. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have more running outside once I finish my outdoor seasons and cross, etc. So I'm definitely excited. The Mesa is located in Grand Junction, Colorado. It's more on the western side of the state. It's more closer to Utah. Um, Denver is more center of Colorado. It's about a 4-hour drive from Grand Junction. Then Western Colorado, where Beman will be at, he's about 2 hours away. So I could see him pretty easily any time of the week. But also I'll be seeing him often as we are both in the same conference and go to the same competitions. So I'm glad I'll be having someone there close by at least. But yeah, it's just been an incredible journey, honestly, these past few years. Um, and yeah, that's just kind of what's gonna be happening now. That's kind of like my progress of Harnell so far, and my future plans. I don't have my merch on me from Mesa, but I'll be posting more on the channel throughout this whole summer, and that's a new thing that I'll be talking about. Summertime, I'm gonna be a little bit busy with my lab and then work as well. I work Monday through Friday as we have the weekends off. So yeah, just trying to save up as much money as I can, obviously, for school, rent, etc. And yeah, so I'm gonna be filming this coming up week. If I post this by Sunday, the 4th of June. I began running technically yesterday, the 2nd, just to kind of get back into it, as the state championship was 2 weeks ago from this Saturday. And my quad is kind of acting up already, and my knee. So I took today off, Saturday the next day, because it was my sister's graduation as well for high school. So I just took it off. I might bike tomorrow instead to see if I'm not fully feeling it, if my body's not responding well. But if not, for sure, Monday will be the new grind back. So the grind now continues. The grind begins. So I'm definitely excited for this new training, this new environment, this new work, really, just to see what it can do. So yeah, I'll probably be filming Monday, if not throughout that week, somewhat or so, of my time left here, kind of what I do, what's my new training plan that I can, talk about as much as I can. And yeah, just kind of what I'm going to be doing throughout the new training process, kind of what strength stuff I do, some weaknesses, some some experiences, some new tip videos even. But yeah, so this summer will be a reintroduction of Runners Valley once again. Officially, I've been saying that for a very long time, as many people capped on me on, but here we are back, folks. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to make new content. Um, it'll be very time consuming, but it'll be worth it, as this is something I really like, and I want to start this whole new journey at my new school and show what Colorado's like, D2 level, just kind of what it's like coming from a very small town, from my town called King City, to a JUCO level, and then going to D2. So yeah, that's definitely a new thing I want to do. I'll be posting more on social medias. Hopefully articles that I really want to do, that I've been lagging on as well, obviously, because I haven't been doing anything. podcast once a week. I'm not sure exactly. I'm gonna try to get guests on, things like that. Just the normal training vlogs and tip vlogs and just kind of Q&As even too. So please, please, please make Runners Valley big. Share with your friends, everyone. Let's start this whole new journey together. And so yeah, so this is kind of my ending point of the podcast. I don't know how far we're in, honestly, but yeah, I'm definitely excited for this whole new journey and excited for you guys to kind of see what I have to share and to all my friends. Um, I guess now old teammates and new teammates and current teammates and family, friends, etc., to kind of see how I'm doing too. And kind of give that young generation of people to see what it's like and how you can do it, from just kind of my experiences. So yeah, that's the podcast, guys. This is my first podcast. I've had complications with the camera setup. Use my actual camera to record me from this. So it's like a long startup to get the camera working. The software is just, oh my god, it's just so complicated. So yeah, I got new things to figure out as well, such as editing podcasts. I know how to edit videos. I'm gonna be getting more into photography again and more into videography throughout this whole summer, and maybe even making some side money with it too. But I really love it. I did all this for a reason. I got all the equipment. I'm really back into it now. So overall, I'm very excited to show everyone what I have to show and what I got to bring to the table. So once again, thank you guys for listening to the very first podcast of just myself and kind of a small intro about my journey here at Harnell, how I came up, and what the new plan is now, new school and new everything. So until then, we're gonna keep rolling, maybe do some new stuff on the channel, a lot of new things that I gotta look into that have time. That'll be very tough once my lab class starts. It's a 6-week course and it's a very tough one. So a whole semester's worth in 6 weeks. So yeah, that starts on the 12th of June. So we'll see how that works out. But obviously I'll keep you guys updated on social medias, on the channel, etc. And yeah, so until then, we're gonna go forward and just kind of see how it plays out. So once again, thank you all for listening, sharing. Please share, like, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, on Spotify, even whatever it may be. But yeah, so once again, thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.